Wayfitters, so we've been getting you to do the big five, and what I'd like to do in this video is explain to you why does the big five work. The reason the big five works so well is because of this thing, compound interest. Now, if you've got a pension, you know what compound interest is. It is about getting interest on your interest. So what does that mean? It means that every time you get 1% interest, say you've got £100, if you get 1% interest on £100, you now have 100 times 1.01, £101. Okay? I just don't know why I need a calculator to work that out, but my maths isn't that good. So if you are following along, I would suggest, and your maths isn't very good, you should also get a calculator out. Now, times that by 1.01, and I now have not £102, like you probably think, but I have £102, 0.01 pence. So I got this tiny bit extra. Now, if I keep adding 1% extra, I'm going to keep getting more and more money in my pension, and that's how it works. So I'm going to explain this a different way. If you had 22 days and you had the choice between £1 million and you invested the £1 million and you could make as much money as possible with the £1 million, or you had a penny that doubled in value every single day, which one would you choose? Most people probably would go for the £1 million. Pretty sure you got £1 million, you can do some pretty cool things with that. You can buy some stuff, you can put it into stocks, whatever you can do. But let me just explain what happens to that penny. Okay, so 1 penny doubles in value every day. Day one, you got 1 pence. Day two, you got 2 pence. Day three, you got 4. Day 10, you got £5.12. Still doesn't sound very impressive. Day 20, you've got 52,000. No, you haven't. You've got £524,288. Day 21, you've now got over £1 million. On day 22, you've got £2 million over. So that's the power of doubling your penny. It would be nice if we could do that. How does this apply to fitness? Well, we need to figure out how we can't double our penny, but we can think about what are the 1% that help us improve and how do they stack up against one another. So now we understand this compound interest. This is basically what's happening with our health and fitness. So if this is time here, going that way, if we start here and we slowly think about things getting slightly better over time, and we think about things here getting slightly worse over time. So here we've got negative health, here we've got positive health. What is the power of one workout? What does that actually have on your health and fitness? Well, one workout equals 1%. Drinking water, hydration, equals 1%. A good night's sleep equals 1%. These things are not really making much difference, but let's just put it on the chart. Let's just say one workout is like this. There's not a very big difference between the top of that line and the bottom of this line. What about staying hydrated? Well, still, it's only this. It's not made a huge difference, but you have got ever so slightly better or ever so slightly worse. This zone here does not exist. You do not stay level with anything. You're always getting slightly better or you're getting slightly worse. You had a good night's sleep, yeah, 1%. You hydrated, yeah, 1%, one workout. Okay. Nutrition, you did nutrition, tick, 1%. Now we get a bit further away, ever so slightly, but not far, still not far. You could be a week down the line here and you're still only there. It's barely noticeable. 2 weeks, now we're here. 20 years of good habits versus 20 years of bad habits. Let's say cigarette, however many a day, times 5 a day. Okay, we could just say 1 cigarette or 1 boozy night, boozy night. 1 boozy night is 1%. 1 drink could be 1%, depends, where you're at. But I think 1 alcoholic drink, alcohol is a poison. So it's not serving us, it's 1%. It's either bringing us closer to this line or closer to this line. Which one? Yeah, it's obviously the bottom line. So what happens when we're down here, we just suddenly, I don't know, we hurt our back. We're like, oh, all I did was reach down to grab the milk and I pulled a muscle in my back. Or maybe it's something a bit more serious. Maybe it's cancer. Maybe it's some sort of disease. Ill health. And all it was just, we always try and point to one thing, don't we? We're like, what's the one thing that caused my cancer, my ill health? It wasn't one thing. It was all of these things. All of these things, piled up on, or the opposite of this, not training, not hydrating. If you don't hydrate for 3 days, well, let's say you don't drink any water all day, you probably won't notice because it would be 1%. Imagine if we just we suddenly had a headache as soon as we didn't drink water, or we suddenly couldn't focus at all. It doesn't take that. It takes about 3 days. But some people are in that state. Hydration is quite a common one. We can notice that. Nutrition, we don't notice. If we have a burger, we don't really notice it unless you're very in tune with your body, because it's just such a small difference. Imagine if you had every time you had a glass of wine, or maybe not 1 glass, but let's say you have 1 boozy night and then you get cancer. Do you think many people would be having boozy nights? No. If we had 1 cigarette and then suddenly we get cancer, we wouldn't be drinking, we wouldn't be smoking, because the pain is too much. But the pain here is just so small. So you've got to put it in context for yourself. And I'm talking to you as somebody who used to smoke a lot and I used to drink a lot. And I realized the power of this for my own health. And I was like, I need to butt my ears up here. Because if I get 20 years down the line, I'm either going to be here or here. And I'm going to be up there. I don't want to be fucking down there. No thanks. See you later. All right. So hopefully that puts things into context for you. Why do we do the big 5? Mindset, training, nutrition, recovery, sleep. Each one is 1%. Each time you journal, you can hardly notice. Each time you do 1 training session, you can hardly notice. Each time you eat an apple versus a pie, you can hardly notice, but it's just that 1%. Okay, stretch, foam roll. These are all tiny little things. A good night's sleep. So that's why we give you the big 5. That's why it works so well. If you've got any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.